live.
I'm ready. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I got it. I can educate you on how to take pictures with your finger and all this. Thanks for coming in. I do want to bring you into this because I have a feeling this is it's gonna irk you as much as it did me, and this really needs to be addressed and needs to be put out there for any men that are going to listen. I'm going to leave it at that because this requires intellectual honesty on the part of anyone who's going to take this advice. So I'll just read this, the request here, and you'll see why I dragged you in because you're an expert.
Okay.
Dear asshole, a little background. I'm 29, no kids, wife or mortgage. Also, I became debt-free this month as well, car and credit card. I'll never finance another car or use a credit card again. I have my own place. I don't live with my mom. I might be one of the few decent millennials around. Father died when I was young, so my mother had to raise 3 boys on her own. I grew up on welfare / Section 8, that kind of stuff. My brothers are of no help or guidance. One is trailer trash, and the other is a high school dropout recovering a heroin opioid addict. I do not use these as an excuse since I had an arguably loving mother, and the situation forged me into a better and stronger man. My problem: I've been sleepwalking through life, as Rich Cooper puts it. I'm ready to get my shit going before it's too late. I hate feeling stagnant. I've just been working dead-end jobs since I was 17. I would join the military in a heartbeat if I could, but I have asthma, and that's an automatic disqualifier. I took some accounting courses at the local community college and gained a certificate of completion in bookkeeping. The reason I didn't enter college sooner is because I honestly thought I wasn't smart enough. I went to an alternative high school because I skipped too many classes. The school was never easy for me. Because school was easy for you, right, Rich? It was a grand old time for you, right?
Yeah, I was a straight C student, man.
Right,
awesome.
Yeah. I couldn't wait to wake up and go to school on the cheese bus. I quickly found out that I'm usually the smartest kid in the class, at least for community college, and 4.0'd all my entry accounting classes. I made the president's and dean's list or whatever too. I just landed a part-time job as a payables clerk. Should I continue and get my associates and transfer to a state university to complete my bachelor's and eventually CPA? I still feel like I'm too dumb. I scored a 106 on the Queendom IQ test, but I didn't give it an honest effort. My hair starts going up. I like discipline when it comes to sitting down and getting shit done. I recognize this is the biggest thing holding me back, and I've struggled with it all my life. How the fuck do I stop being lazy? I feel the only reason I was able to get the certificate is because I was forced to attend class in person. Also, I took Seth Himes' digital marketing course a few years ago, certifications in Google Ads and Bing. I never did anything with it because I thought it was a scam. However, I'm in the process of building websites so I can reach out and try and land clients. I don't know with what skills. I found out that no one wants to hire you entry level if you don't have experience and a degree. I need to build a portfolio. Best way, should I make this my focus? So let's go back to this thing. This is the core of his problem. I recognize this is the biggest thing holding me back. I've struggled with it all my life. How the fuck do I stop being lazy?
Jesus Christ.
Anything to shorten your life expectancy, Rich. Anytime I can get you with that, I'll take it. But go
How
ahead.
much is this guy paying you for this video?
You know what? I don't charge your $8 billion per hour that you do. When we adjust to American dollars, it's only $7 billion. But
that's why you're putting up with these kinds of requests. By increasing your price, you avoid them. That's why he requested this from you and not from me, because my shit probably costs more, right?
Once again, I serve burgers and fries. You serve filet mignon. We have different business models, which I've come to accept, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, but and this is charity work on your part. I know you're doing this out of kindness, but to get the lower classes here to heed this, so it's not just me saying it, but I want to hear from someone who has a model called "Do the Work."
All right. How do you stop being lazy is the title of this request, yeah?
Yes.
And what I heard was a lot of excuses in that. I heard a lot of blah, blah, fucking blah, excuse. It's like, look, dude, whatever's between you and whatever your desired result is, you're either going to find a way or you're going to find an excuse. This guy sounds like he's got more stories than Walt Disney. Did you pick up on that?
Yes, and he's 29, I believe, which I understand, economy, blah, blah. Yeah, 29, and it's still like, you're almost 30, dude. What the fuck? You don't have a job yet? I mean, like a career or like you should coalesce into some kind of profession by now. You'll wander in the desert a little bit, but yes, he has lots of stories and excuses.
Yeah. Well, see, whenever I have people send me these requests, what I do is I have them link their social media now because I want to take a look at them. I don't just want to read their version of the story. I want to peer into their lives a little bit. So I get LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever social media they have. I want to take a look at what they're at. So the first thing I would ask is, shut up with your asthma bullshit. Okay, fix it. You can fix it to a certain degree. If you're not able to do 20 push-ups on body weight or can do at least 5 chin-ups on body weight, start with self-care, because lazy people are sitting around doing nothing, probably because they don't move. How much does this guy weigh? Do we know?
It's moot. I'm sure he's out of shape. It doesn't matter. I didn't ask that.
Well, I don't think it's moot because that should be a starting point for every guy. I don't think it's moot because it should be a starting point for every guy. If you can't fucking do 20 push-ups with your body weight, you can start there. Don't even ask me how to get money, how to get the girls, how to invest. If you can't do at least 20 push-ups with body weight and do that 5 times to get yourself to 100, that's where I would start.
But this is, I'm trying to get to a more, we can tell him what to do the entire time. And I've gotten this question several times before because you and I know the solution. How do you stop being lazy? Stop being lazy. The question itself is lazy. How do I stop being lazy? Well, motherfuckers, stop it. Go work out. What do you mean? Run. And I know the angle you're going for is you start at the self, the microcosmic self, the singular unit of the individual, and let's work out and let's do that. But there's not being a foreigner to addiction or anything like that. How do you stop drinking? How do you stop drugs? How do you stop smoking? Well, you stop. And I think
if you've got a drinking problem, and you're an alcoholic, you first identify that you have a drinking problem. So at least this guy's his first accomplishment in life that he can tout to the world is that he's identified that he's lazy.
Right.
We both agree on that.
That's good progress. Right. That is the first step.
Okay. So we've started somewhere. So how is he defining lazy? He's sleeping in to 10 o'clock every day. He's smoking a bag of weed every day. He's eating a pizza like he's 300 pounds overweight. I don't know what his definition of lazy is, aside from he's trying to figure out some way, some cheat code, some shortcut to get a job. Right. Right.
And that's why I said the question. Well, but see, that's the thing is, the question itself is lazy. He's asking us for this path that no one else is figuring. It's like trying to make communism work. Like, look, if we could all have free shit, we would have implemented the first politician that ever figured out free shit, unlimited production. They would have ran on that platform, implemented it long ago. There's a reason it doesn't work. And these people are like, how do I stop being lazy? It's like, well, that's the first part. So admittedly, though, there's a little bit of hope in that he has no debt and he's worked a little bit. I'm trying to get to the philosophical understanding of which I think you got, but then I have a solution to this as well. But continue on what were you going to say before, because I want people to be dragged through this step by step to understand why they're lazy, where the path is, and then I think the solution to laziness, because that's what people are looking for is, I'm lazy. How do I get up early in the morning? How do I go to a job I hate?
Well, you start doing things that are productive. If you've identified that you're lazy, if you find, let's say you sleep in to 10 o'clock every day and you don't have a job, set your alarm, get up at 7 a.m., jump out of bed, do 20 push-ups. That's at least better than what you're doing before, because what you're doing before is nothing. You're sleeping until 10 a.m. doing nothing. Get up early, do a bunch of push-ups, get your heart rate up, at least get the blood flowing and start doing something productive. Then once you've done that for a bit, and you're starting to get into the habit of getting up and you're not throwing the alarm clock across the room, and you can get up and you're not sleepwalking through your life, start doing something else that's productive beyond the 20 push-ups. Get on a damn website and start looking for a job and sending your resume. Do you even have a resume? Do you even have a resume that is legible with correct spelling, that is clearly laid out with your accomplishments from the past?
Have you seen some resumes in the past that might have brought this about?
You know that I run a business, right? I mean, people do send resumes in. It's a fucking train wreck, man. I swear to God, I don't even like running ads anymore because I got to dig through 700 retards. Anyway, so now that you've accomplished getting up earlier and doing some push-ups, you're going to start doing other things. Like I'm talking about basic stuff here. Like drink a gallon of water a day. Stop drinking fizzy pop and soda. Get rid of the processed foods and the sugars and all the crap. Eat proper healthy food. Develop a physique and have some goddamn muscles and move more and eat better. Start with that. People may not be hiring you for some reason starting there. I don't know. I mean, I love it when these guys send you these requests. I'm like, how do I stop being lazy? You know, I'm 29. I'm doing pretty good for a millennial and blah, blah, blah. Excuse. It's like, well, why don't you have a job? Why haven't, like, I have guys in my community that are in their early 20s that are multimillionaires. Mm-hmm. And I have people that send messages that are like, well, I'm 29 and why don't I have a job? And how do I stop being lazy? Where's your dad? What does he say?
Well, I'm saying it's moot. That's going to become a moot because
yeah,
the dad is going to be
down. Okay, right. So let's hear the captain's take on it because I want to hear Captain
Well, I was going to go with.
That's why I'm here.
Because here, well, and I'd like to sound this off of you. There's a couple philosophical things like you could get over addiction, get over laziness. I'd go bat my head against the wall of, look, you're going to die. Do you want to be like every lazy person who watches Maury Povich? Do you want to be a welfare bum? Do you want to be the fat chick that eats bonbons? Look at these people's lives, finiteness, light a fire under their ass. Then we could also talk about agency and purpose in the world that, you know, the vast majority of the roughly 150 billion people that have lived on the earth are irrelevant. They're not, and it's not that you should make history, but you should have some purpose or agency, or at least made your life count to someone, especially yourself. And so if for any other reason, your own hobbies or intellectual pursuits, go hike, go do metalworking or woodworking or something like that. But then oh shit, I had it. God darn it. Oops, sorry. I want to put it here. This is what really is going to speak to the human condition of perpetual laziness, because I think humans as a survival mechanism are lazy by default because it conserves energy. You are going to spend more time and effort and calories of energy. You're going to work twice as hard being lazy, trying to avoid work, than if you just bit the bullet early on. And you could kind of see this. I'm sure this guy, how many job applications has he had to go through? He's only, another thing is wage. He's paid $15, $14, $20 an hour, whatever it is. What if you just got your CPA early, knocked it out by the age of 25, and now you're paid $60 an hour? And now you don't have to work as much. And the point I'm trying to make, especially to all lazy people, is that there is no easy way. There's only the hard way and the really hard way. And when you think you're going to be coy or sly and you're going to choose the easy way, you're really choosing the really hard way, because instead of taking advantage of skills, which condenses the value of other people's time that they go and work up wages to pay you $100 an hour. Now you are suffering and paining yourself into it. Now you have to take the $30,000 a year job with the hour-long commute, and you're wasting your time. Now you have to sit on the bus and wait for the bus to come pick you up, and you're wasting more time. You go and you're too lazy to put on a condom. There's a perfect example of where laziness costs you, and you're going to work way more than twice as hard than had you just put the condom on or got a vasectomy. And I think if we can paint this, because I don't know about you, but after a while you got to throw in the towel, because I think you and I, with do the work, or maybe just get off your whatever, it's going against human nature, and everyone wants the lie. They want the cheat code, as you say. And I'm thinking, since they're not going to listen to that about the only argument I can make to really get them to realize this, think of this 29-year-old guy. How many more calories of energy has he put into his life for the past 10 years? Let's say from 20 to 30. He's almost 30 now. Compared to some kid who just, joined the military at 18, got the GI Bill, came out with a degree in IT or whatever, and is now making 70, 80 grand a year. That individual put their lumps in early and spared themselves over the course of their lives, I'd say at least twice, more like 3 times the amount of calories and energy, because they weren't lazy. They put the time and the effort in. And so investing wisely early on, especially in skills or just doing the work now instead of procrastinating, is actually the lazy way out, because it's the hard way. And there is no easy way. There's just the hard way and the really hard way. And so I think that's about the only hammer of reality I could beat into these people. Like, look, I understand you want to be lazy, but you're going to make your life a lot harder trying to snooker around and squirm around finding the easy way and the cheat codes to life when there is none. You're just going to waste all your time doing that.
So if I may add to that. So this gentleman is looking for actionable steps to not be lazy.
Correct.
Set your alarm 1 hour early. I don't care if it's 10 a.m., 7 a.m., 5 a.m. So these are things that you can do which will eliminate laziness. Set your alarm an hour early, get up an hour earlier. Do some activity. I don't give a fuck about your lung capacity or your, what does it say? He's got asthma or something?
Asthma, something like that. Yeah.
Whatever. Do one push-up. Do one chin-up. Go for a walk. I don't care if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Go for a walk. Go to the super mailbox and get your mail from the day before. Do something that you haven't been doing that would have defined you as lazy in the past, that would break you out of that habit. All you have to do is break the bad habit, which is essentially adding new habits that are better than the old habits to replace those. Anybody that's, you got any friends that are in, that have been in AA, like alcoholics?
Yeah. Several.
Yeah. So like, I've got a few. And one of the things you'll notice about these guys that get tied up in alcohol as an addiction, they go through the process and they leave it. They have to replace the bad habit with something new, right? So let's just call laziness a bad habit. Alcoholism is a bad habit. They'll go and replace it. And what I've noticed with a few of my friends, at least 3 that I can think of right now off the top of my head, they'll go and replace bad health habits with very good ones. They'll be fastidious about their diet. They'll go to the gym on a regular basis. They'll
marathons,
go out and,
whatever else.
Yeah, like they'll start running marathons. They get hiking gear. They do whatever they need to replace the bad habit with a good one. So if you're looking for actionable step-by-step cheat codes to life on this one, it's identify the bad habits, replace them with better ones. It's as simple as that. This is such a basic question. Like, I can't believe that we have to answer this.
I know it's basic, but because we've been on the other side, and I like the philosophical one where it's like, look, there is no easy way. You're just making your life more difficult. But then you also address the human psychology, brain plasticity, where we're not robots, but to a certain extent we are. And if you could just replace a good behavior, doing one push-up, getting up, having a regimen, if anything, will condition your brain to do it. And I think a combination of that, where you realize, look, you're making your life a lot harder. The easy way was you stop being a fucking pussy when you were 20 and you went to the hard thing and you did the hard stuff. And you like he says, I got an IQ of 106, but I didn't try. Well, then what? You pissed away 30 minutes taking the fucking test. I don't have 30 minutes extra in my day. I'm sure you don't. Again, you're doing charity, slumming it here with us over at the McDonald's of the consulting world. But I'm like, why would you? What? And so I think there's that philosophical standpoint.
He's so lazy he doesn't even want to do the IQ test.
Right. Well, that's happened way more than, well, I took this IQ test and I'm an idiot. Like, I've literally had people take an IQ test. They come back like with an 85. And I'm like, you are officially mentally retarded. I am? No, you're not. You're just lazy, you idiot. And that's just, and so there is that philosophical standpoint. But guys, yes, listen to Rich. I'm trying to make you logically conclude, oh, I'm making it harder on myself. But if you need to condition your brain, start with what Rich is saying and just, I wake up at 6. I go do a push-up or I walk a mile, whatever. And that's the path. But beyond that, it's this, what you expect me or Rich or anybody else to give you this. It's like, no, man, how do I climb that mountain? Well, I guess you start now, huh? I guess you go up.
I have a friend of mine that was he summited the 7 peaks around the world, right? So every single continent, he summited every single peak. And we were up north one time and there was this grade, we're doing this retreat and, we started at the bottom. It was about, 2,000 feet. It wasn't huge. It was a small one. And one of the guys at the retreat said, Holt, so, you've summited the 7 peaks. So what's the strategy to climbing a grade? and he just started walking very precise and methodical and slowly. And he said, you just take one step at a time. Yeah. That's it. There's nothing else to it.
Yeah.
And when you're a kid, okay, and I'll say this to wrap up from my part anyway. When you were a kid and you're under your parents' roof and you're living by their rule of the law and how they run stuff, and you're under the age of majority, you you can blame your parents. Okay, I get it. You've got some limitations within your life, and you don't have a lot of flexibility. But when you're a fucking adult, when you're a grown ass adult, and you're beyond the eight, like if you can vote, you have nobody else to blame. You have nobody else to point and sputter at. It's nobody else's fault but your own. You need to get up in the mirror and take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and have a talk with yourself and tell yourself to stop being a little bitch and learn how to get shit done in life. Because if you can't master that skill today, it's just going to get worse and worse as you get older and older. You know, you're going to get worse and worse results. It's just going to go, it's just going to get downhill. You're going to have to lift up your skirt and grab your nuts and put on your big boy pants and get down to work. It's as simple as that. Just do the fucking work.
Yeah. And the only other thing I could add to it is, do you hate your life now? Well, it's going to be like that until you learn to stop being lazy, do the work, get off your ass. And there's nothing else. We don't have Rich and I don't have in our little secretive chest of
hang on a sec. Let me check and see if I got my magic wand out here that I can wave. Wand? I don't know. I'm all out.
I had this one kid like, so how do I become a digital nomad? Like, I was thinking next month, like going out to Southeast Asia, how could I make money? I'm like, what, in a month? Like, you're just going to learn skills and you can save up the money? Like, what the fuck? I charge him a lot of money for it, but I mean, it's just, so there it is, guys. The solution to laziness, I think we figured it out because we don't have it in our secret little box of secrets. You're doing it the hard way, trying to be lazy and find an easy way around or a shortcut. That is the most painful, taxing, most caloric way over the long term. And the second thing is just get into some good habits and start one step day at a time and get into some good habits. And that's it. That's all I can really think. And there's nothing more to it than that, unless you had another insight or epiphany.
That's it, man. That's all I got for this one.
Good. You got time to do some super chats? Because I guess a couple people tossed us a couple bucks. Are you busy? I know you're very, very busy.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's Ray Band for $2. You didn't have a question. You just want to send that here. Ozzy Guitar Man for $5. Started watching Rich Cooper just recently. Will do the fucking work. There we go. Reached out to somebody there. He was a client, and he was about, how do I make my music career go? And I'm like, you don't have a music career. You either do it or you don't. And musicians are kind of like, people just get lucky. There's no luck. You work hard. Comrade Dade for $5 didn't know that Hitler developed the hunger plan in which he would intentionally starve 40 million Slavs. Wow. Has nothing to do with the topic, but I thank you for the $5, Dave. James, this is how it is. I don't know how it is over on your channel. I just get the weirdest requests. James Rankin for $20. I started out a fat, lazy, 350-pound fuck in my 20s. I cut out all the shit. Started walking 5 miles every day, then running. I'm 37 today. I'm at the gym every day, lifting weights, doing pull-ups, boxing, and push-ups.
Good.
Awesome. Arcady for $20. He's a regular. I went to Zion for a few days from San Francisco. Airports and airplanes were empty. No fees to enter the park now. I'm thankful to the sheep who is afraid of traveling now for making this trip so enjoyable. Have you ever made it to any of the national parks in the U.S., like Glacier or anything like that?
Nothing big. I've done pretty much all the national parks in Ontario, though, but nothing that I can remember big. I mean, I've driven up and down California, so I've probably driven through a few of them.
Okay.
Oh, I went to Red Rock in Nevada. We hiked that at one point.
All right. Yeah, no, that's a nice little national monument. If you get time, if you ever get the time in the United States, you let me know. I'll tell you where to go so you make the most of your time. Time splitting shapeshifter for $2 huge. Smart equals tactfully lazy. Dumb equals unthinking lazy. Yes, I see what he's saying there. Smart people say, I'm going to put it in the work. Everyone's lazy in my philosophy. It's just smart people say, oh, wait, if I put in this time now, I will not have to put so much effort into it down the road. I won't have to work manual labor. Comrade David for $5 again. According to government stats, the Great Leap Forward famine killed 10 to 15 million people. I don't know why Comrade Dave keeps making the comments. Nonstop trade for $5. My parents luckily always taught me to do the hard stuff while I'm young, so that way life will be easier later on. And that's why I joined the Marines at 17. I bet you're kind of happy you put in your dues early, because you and I, is your body starting to go like joints and anything like that yet?
Well, hey, listen, I'm 46. TRT helps it out with a little bit. And once you get your protocol down right, you know how to tweak it a little bit more. You can use DECA to fix your joints. So, I mean, as far as my age goes, I'm definitely in like the top. I'm in the top percentile for all men my age as far as self-care goes. So it's as good as it gets from here. I mean, it's just always going to be downhill from now on.
My old man ran. Everybody keeps asking why you ran. He says, so I can do it tomorrow. And there's a lot to be said about that, guys. I mean, on top of, your career, but just stay in physical shape and so many problems go away. I mean, I know people like my age got knee replacements. Like, what? Like, what? And you're like, oh, yeah, you're on a rascal, I guess.
Bro, I know guys from high school that have like had heart attacks in their late 30s.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't take care of your shit, then your shit's going to take care of you pretty quickly.
Yeah. Judd Grover for $5. Up, down, left, right, A, B, start. Now we're all tall, well-hung billionaires with six-pack abs who all get the girls.
There you go. There's your cheat code.
There's your cheat code, guys. And Julius Alexander for $5. My dad's welfare Section 8 signal from mom. Friend wanted to have her name put on my dad's house so she can be part of something big. Guys, this is Rich Cooper. This isn't the fuck around show here. I mean, we have anything important. It'll do say $2. I'm down 17 pounds since quarantine started. That's good. 17 pounds in 2 months. There you go. All right. Well, Rich, listen, I know you're busy. Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it very, very much. I will teach you how to, I'll teach you how to give the finger while hiking out west.
How does one do that photograph that you put on social media? You need to take my advanced class. Do you have to put it close to the camera?
Because sometimes you lose content. You get too close, you're like, I'm just looking at a knuckle. Then you like to say, oh, usually your face, you want to have it in. It's like, oh, that's who's giving me the finger. Is
it a vertical finger? Is it side? Like, well, what's the best protocol?
It depends on if you're Canadian time or American time. Some of the Canadians maybe go a little, and Americans go straight up, but it's very complicated. I'll teach you.
I'll practice the next time that I go out. I'll send you a picture. We'll see how
it goes. By the way, if people who don't know you, the few people that don't know me, where can they find you?
Yes. You may find me on the YouTubes. The YouTube channel is called Entrepreneurs in Cars. Lots of good stuff there, and lots of links you can check out when you get to the channel and start watching the videos. Go down the rabbit hole, and if you're looking to level up and you don't want to work in the McDonald's of the Manosphere and go filet mignon style, I'm your boy.
Okay, all right. How's that book coming, by the way? When do I get to read it?
Oh, dude, I just added an excellent chapter, so I'm actually glad that I postponed it. But have you actually read the chapters that I've sent you?
No, I didn't. I know. Pot calling the kettle black. I know, but I'm kind of. I am interested. I'm kind of.
I would really love to hear your feedback. So when you have a chance.
All right, you know what? I'll probably get cracking on that because I still have your email, so we'll do that.
Just read at least one or two of them that might appeal to you. I think I sent you 2 or 3, so pick a chapter that appeals, and you tell me what you think, because I want to hear from a professional author, because that's not me.
When I find one, I'll let you know. I'll let you know when a professional author comes my way. So. All right, thanks for being on the show, Rich. I appreciate your time.
You got it. See you guys. Peace.
Bye.